All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Let me make sure that I got my dashboard up over here so I can see you guys. If you have any questions, let me make sure the sound is good. Turning that up all the way. Make sure you guys can hear me. If you're not joining us live, but you are watching the video, welcome. And if you are here with us today, welcome very much. So we're going to go ahead and stream. If you have any questions, let me make sure the sound is good. Turning that. Oh, that was bad. My own stream was messing with me. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me make sure the sound is good. Turning that up all the way. Make sure you guys can hear me. If you're not joining us live, but you are watching the video, welcome. And if you are here with us today, there it is. Sorry, I had a ton of things open. Sorry. Okay. That was crazy. The first thing I'm going to do is start out by going through the forums and answering some questions that you guys have had this week. And I was thinking about doing this when I stream just to make sure that I answer any of your guys' questions. So first, let's look here. We just kind of go over. A couple of people have been talking about getting crashes and things like that, and we've answered all of these on the in the forums. But hopefully, you know, if you guys are having a crash or if you guys are having a problem, you can post about it here. And we'll help you get it worked out. We told this person to just email us and to try and reinstall the game. He was having, like, the game would not start. And I know there's a lot of people playing it, so that one was good. Change logs. There are change logs. If you go right up here in the thing, up to announcements, you can see all of our announcements that we had. Each one of these corresponds to an update. So go in there and check those out. And I think, actually, do I have this? We should update this. I thought this was updated, actually, and wasn't showing anything, but maybe what we could do is start putting the changelog back here. We were actually going to, like, reprogram what this looks like. So, so much stuff to do. So little time to do it all. If you guys are having bugs, again. Oh, this was about the door bug. We went through and tried to fix it so that if you do have a bug that is the door won't open for you, let us know, because I could have sworn that we fixed that one. Multiplayer will work. We can talk about that a little bit, but basically we talked about it a little bit in here, but pretty much we wanted people to be able to hop in with their friends and you know, join up or whatever. And oh, sorry, just one second here. Okay, yeah, so basically we wanted people to be able to, like, invite their friends through Steam, to be able to jump into your world and to be able to play with you. And pretty much, you know, we've talked about how will PvP work. That'll all be possible. What will the people have, like, will they be limited in that they won't be able to kill the NPCs in your world? And all that kind of stuff we'll take care of. But basically the bottom line is how will multiplayer work? It will work like if you can invite somebody into your world and they can, you know, quest with you or whatever. And probably if they're a lot stronger than you, then they'll be able to help you out in some tough areas. I'm not sure if we'll, like, do some things where we nerf them or whatever. We'll talk about that. But anyway, just some more questions. Again, if you guys have any questions, I got the chat open over there. So just let me know, and I will keep up with the chat, and I will make sure that we answer all of your guys' questions. I'm going to load up the game now. We got a lot to talk about because I haven't been streaming as much. Holidays, there was Thanksgiving here, so we were with family, and then I had some family stuff last week as well. And, of course, during Christmas and stuff like that, we'll probably be, you know, busy as well. So we'll keep you guys updated with what we are and are not doing. But we'll get right into the game, and we'll talk a little bit about what has been going on with our development, because there has been a lot. So I'm just going to start a new girl, and talk to you guys about it, because it's been going on. So even though these updates haven't been as, you know, hugely substantial as some of our other updates have been in the past, kind of what you'll notice is that we kind of work in like some updates are going to be really, really big, and then some are going to not be as big. Hold on just a second. I'm going to turn the sound down for... Can I do that? I think I can turn the sound down for a specific... I don't know. I thought I could turn the sound down more just for this game, but if I can't, hopefully... the sound should be good. It has been in the past. But anyway, what was I just saying? Oh, yeah. You'll notice with updates that, like, some updates won't be very good because only 3 viewers and one of them is you. Yeah, that's okay. I didn't give a lot of people... You know, that a lot of people haven't, like, gone in... Or a lot of people haven't, like, got the email yet. And we haven't streamed for a couple of weeks. And a lot of people said that they were busy this week. So even though there's not a lot with us right now, we'll stream for a little while here. And if more people join us, that's great. And if not, then it's not a big deal. We'll just put it up to YouTube. I know a lot of people end up going to YouTube and seeing it there. So one of the big things, though, I'm going to pull all these shards. We've got a lot of new stuff for you guys. So yeah, you'll notice on updates, some will be really substantial, some will be less substantial, but we are working, and it just takes some time for some of the bigger features. You know, you don't see any work being done on the bigger features until they're released, basically because like you can't. I mean, we can't put in a whole area. You know, we've been working on a new area for the game, and we can't put any of it in until it's done. It's a very, like, contained area. And so, you know, it's been a little less, like, not a lot to show, but still a lot of work. So, if that makes sense. Okay, so got a couple spells. The first thing that I'm going to talk about, we put the Arc spell back in, and you guys will probably notice that Arc has gotten a lot cooler looking, and it still functions similar. All of these spells are now driven by animations. So like if I actually have to cast my spell in order for it to, you know, or my guy has to actually move her arm to cast the spell in order for it to cast. Look at that. There's a replace me there. I think we're missing a texture. Yeah, I might be missing a texture on that one. I'll look into that more. I think I might be missing something. That could be potentially a little bug. But anyway, so we put the Arc spell back in, and yes, you... I don't know why you're not getting better at that one. But you do get better at these spells. At least I think you do. I hope I'm with it. Yeah, because I have the Stomp spell. I got Tremor here. That's a cool spell. It feels really good. You guys will have to get in there. First time I used Stone Skin, my skin went invisible for a second, and then it was fine. It never happened again. So what was probably happening is your computer was just loading up that texture. The first time that you load those textures, sometimes they can be like, he said that the first time he used it, he turned invisible when he used Stone Skin. Sometimes those textures take a second to get loaded up, but then it shouldn't happen again. If you are disappearing or the texture, you know, it has a bright purple or a bright red, like if it has like a bright red thing, oh, come on. I know I can see it here. If it has a bright red like thing on it, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, I'll get it to work. But basically, then that means that we've forgot to add in one of the textures to Steam, and we just need to go and add it, and it'll be just fine. But if you see like a mess, like there, you see just briefly what it says replace me, and it's like that red little thing. We just forgot to add one of them, so not a big deal. It's just an alert for us mostly, or you guys can let us know when you see those. So we got that back in, and I really don't know why I'm not getting better at spells, because you do get better at them, so I wonder why I haven't like gotten better at it. But anyway, we did add in Ichor work, so you do get more Ichor. We're going to add it in, so not only do you get more Ichor, but you also get like better at, well, we're going to make it so that not only do you get more Ichor, but you also get better, like you disperse Ichor more quickly. So if you become a mage, you'll get a lot. Like at first you'll start out, you'll really suck at it. You know, your spells won't really be that powerful. You won't be able to cast very many before like your Ichor is maxed out, and it'll just be kind of tough for you. But the more that you use it, you'll turn into a mage, you know, pretty quickly. And the difference of somebody who's turned into a mage and someone who has not turned into a mage will be quite large. And that's kind of just a general principle that we've wanted. We want to make sure people who put time and effort into becoming something definitely get really good at that. So anyway, Ichor dispersion is another thing. We've also added in this, you actually have to cast or there's like a time now when you drink your potion, and soon we'll do more vials in it, but that was a huge nerf to like vials. Now they're just not this instantaneous like thing that happens. They actually take time for you to use, and so it's going to be a little bit better, we think. I don't even think I've streamed ever since we've added in our fire spells either, so we've got a ton of spells to go through. I got him. So I don't know why I'm messing around with all of this fighting. You guys know what this is about, but it's just so fun. Okay. Ooh, missed me. I got him. So let's go back into the thing. All right, so now we have, how many shards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 shards. And this list will only grow. So the healing shard, so far we just have the one heal. It's called Radiant Light. A lot of these names are still subject to change, but this one's called Radiant Light. It's just your instantaneous heal. And I think, let me see here, if you just cast it. Yeah, she just cast it. There's no animation. But like so many other things, it's going to also have an animation, which will nerf this spell. It'll make, it'll actually take time for you to cast it. So that's going to happen with a lot of them. And we are working on another healing spell. It says, I'm pretty sure you did show us the fire spells. Oh, okay. Then I won't show those again. I think maybe I did. I don't remember when I did it. This is an ice spell. It's a Frost Nova style spell. That's your indicator right there. It's showing where the spell will hit when you cast it. And so when I'm holding down the button to cast it right now, and she's just waiting, for me to let go. And as soon as I let go, then she'll cast it. And that does area ice damage. So it takes, the red indicates that it's not yet ready to go. It's still charging up, and then the blue indicates that it is ready. So I think I must have shown that one if you remember it. So the fire spells, as you guys have seen, there's just one of them at the moment. We've been working on another one, just straight up fireball, and it'll be a little different. You'll just see it when we get it in there, but this is just your typical burning hand spell. Just sort of lights the place on fire. It's your standard torch, and those embers blow in the wind, and you can kind of light the place up. Let's start a forest fire. That would be cool if you could. It'd be tough though. So this guy, so it was commented on our forum, someone was talking about like, oh, magic sucks so bad because it would take so long before you'd get good at it. And yeah, that's kind of the point, I guess, in a little bit of, a little bit that is the point, because, you don't want to just start out where you don't really pick a class in our game. We can't just have you start out being amazing at magic and it's the most powerful thing and you'd be stupid not to do it. It's just like everything else, you've got to sort of practice at it. So you won't be super good at using magic right when you start out. But yeah, I think that we're also going to do things like with armor and things like that. Somebody actually mentioned this on the forums, and I thought it was a really good idea, and it was along the lines of what we've been thinking, but we'd never really expressed the idea. And so, huge credit to the guy that, I think it was Supernatural Muffin, I don't remember. One of the guys on our forums was talking about it, but Ichor, as we've said in the past, it disperses through your skin. So like, as you're casting spells, that blue bar indicates that the substance Ichor is building up in your blood. And if it overtakes your blood, if too much of your blood sort of becomes Ichor, then it becomes very dangerous, and that's actually what is happening. Quick break, I'll come back to Ichor. Says, so will you have to actually kill people? This is a question. Will you have to kill people with spells to get good, or can you just cast it wherever you want, like Morrowind? It's a good question. Probably just casting it will help a little, but I imagine it will be much more effective for you to use it in battle. We can talk more about that, because I'm not sure how I I don't really want there to be a thing where people can just sort of nubbly get levels just by like putting a key over the button and then walking away. However, I realized that with Ichor you couldn't do that because it'd kill you. But anyway, so back to Ichor. It's building up in your blood, and if it gets too much in your blood, then it becomes dangerous and you start suffering damage from it. And again, the whole mechanic with how that's going to work is still something that we are working on. So I am getting better at Fire Blood and Life Blood skill. So I don't know why I wasn't getting better. I guess we just forgot to add this stone and other ones, but we'll get that, so it's not a big deal at all. That could be a simple update and push out. But anyway, someone mentioned how, like, heavy armor, you know, it might trap Ichor on your skin. It doesn't disperse very easily, like if you're encased in steel armor. And that could be one reason why it, one explanation on why that would make it harder. And I really like that. I thought that was good. I hadn't exactly thought of it in those terms, and so I like that idea that's why. And then medium armor breathes a little more, and then, you know, things like Mage's Robes, which has traditionally been in other games, that is that sort of would explain how the thing could do it. And then certain armors could even have like strong properties where they really help the Ichor dispersion. So another way of just being able to get specific with your class on how, you know, you choose your class, you build it, you create it from the ground up. Still not impossible to be a heavily armored mage. That'll be one of the disadvantages you might have to overcome if you want. Hello, Discord Cantus. No problem on being late. Welcome anytime. Glad to have you here. Just talking a little bit about Ichor and spells, so make sure to hit us up with your questions as much as you can, because we love talking about it. But so anyway, I like that. It really fits well with our lore, and I like that idea. So we'll make sure to have it. And again, like, some armors will be better at dispersing Ichor even if they are heavier. So you could still find like good armors. You know, that could be like an affix, like, you know, attuned steel armor has a little bit less severe penalties for those people who want to do it. So anyway, the spell shard is what got a big focus this last week, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So one of the spells is another sort of classic from the times is Stone Skin. And we got Stone Skin loaded up, and what happens when you cast it is you become made out of stone, which, you know, that makes sense. And it'll have a bigger impact on how the game plays in the future. But right now what it does is it turns you into stone, and it physically turns your skin, or literally turns your skin into stone. You can only see it on my hands right now because we kind of have the camera locked, but we do. And that was another question on the forums, like, are you going to be able to spin the camera? Yeah, we'll probably have a thing in the camera so we can spin it. But you'll notice that like this, my armor went through the roof. I now have 90 armor, but my weight also went huge. So, like, physically I turned into a piece of stone. I can't jump. I'm super slow. I'm just a big hulking piece of stone. And that's good and bad. That's bad because some spell, I mean, obviously I can't run, so that's bad. I'm not very quick. I can't jump. That's also bad. But some things, particularly like stone skin spells, they might depend a lot on your weight. A good example of that is the stomp spell, tremor, I think is what it's called, not fissure. I think I might have called it that. So if I turn into a stone skin, or if I turn my skin into stone like this, and then I stomp, it doesn't do this right now, but in the future, like, that could be one thing that we want to do, is now my stomp would do more damage because of how heavy I am. And this is kind of how we want to do things, if it makes sense. Like, we like the idea of, like, those who want to become a Stoneblood sort of get a lot of spells that make their efforts as a Stoneblood better. And you can see I'm able to take a lot more punishment with Stone Skin on. I mean, it really helps a lot. I can drink this, and I'm not too much worse for the wear, so start getting up my armor too. But that's kind of how we hope. That's kind of how we hope to. It's kind of how we hope to do things. You know, it's like I'm going to get my Stone Skin spells will help others, or my Stone Blood spells will help other stone spells be more effective. So, like, it makes sense for your Stone Blood how much you weigh. That might make that might make some spells stronger, and it also might make you less likely to get knocked over. And so, you know, they might have a lot of synergies between one another, just naturally occurring synergies and things like that. And that will be a big part of learning your class and why you might want to go specifically down and become a Stoneblood as opposed to just trying to learn all magic. Is there are benefits that grow the further down you get it. And even a point on that, I know you've seen it down here. We have like titles down here. So as you get to, you know, like as your stone skin or your Stoneblood skill gets better and better, you might actually get a title like you are a Stoneblood. If one uses stone skin a lot, can you slowly lower the decreased speed? Well, maybe not necessarily. That's not like, because moving slowly and being heavy that's maybe what you want as a Stoneblood. That's not really a bad thing necessarily. If that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm talking about. But yes, some spells that will have negative things, or seemingly, like moving slowly and being heavy, it could be really bad in a situation. Like falling damage would be increased, or just walking around would be increased, or if you're fighting super agile enemies, then being slow is bad. And then, you know, maybe Lightning Blood and, you know, or Stormbloods and other type of bloods like that, they might make you lighter. And so, you know, you kind of will go down these things. And, you know, one of the things that happens when you use a lot of Stoneblood spells is you would probably get heavier. And so, like, we want a real good diverging of the different spells systems, or the different bloods. Sorry, it's kind of weird to talk about it. But, like, the different classes or the different circles of spells, to use some other language, we want them to be different, and the attributes and things that they do to you are pretty different. So here, I'll go die to this guy down here. Maybe I can use my thing. So a Crossblood, presumably, can you have several equipped shards at a time, and it makes a much better idea? Yeah, so you can definitely be a Crossblood. Like, that's also a big thing. Let's see if I can actually take this guy on. Nope, can't take him on. So more idea with the you can also get the silly title for certain quests. Yeah, yeah, you can get title. There will be stuff exactly like what you're saying. You will get titles for doing certain things and helping towns, and I'm sure not all of them will be super serious, and some of them will remind you of a good time you had. But sorry, okay, I got to backpedal a little bit here. So another benefit of going down one type of thing, like Stoneblood, right? You'll notice that when you fight, you get hit. Sometimes when you get hit too much in a row, you get staggered. That's like you get staggered. And so if you become a Stoneblood, you get that title of Stoneblood. That might also come along with, like, you've used Stoneblood so much that you're a Stoneblood, you just get this passive attribute forever, regardless of if you stop using Stoneblood. You just get this passive attribute that's like, you are 5% harder to stagger, or whatever. And there could be a lot of these that you unlock through using Stoneblood spells. Like, and using a sword a lot, you know, you might get like the Blood of a Swordsman or whatever, and you might get like an attribute permanently that says like all melee weapons do 3% more damage. You know, do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a benefit. So now we get into the idea of like Crossbloods. Crossbloods will have the benefit of you would keep all your Stoneblood things, and then you'd keep all your Fireblood things. Now here's the question, and I don't have like an answer. It would get crazy, but it would get pretty cool, but crazy complicated if you were so good at Stoneblood and then so good at Fireblood. Would you then get like a bonus that comes from those two being at a certain point? Like, I don't even know. That would be crazy. It's something that would be fun, but that would be a lot of things. I would like to see something like that in there, but it'd be tough. Another question. Also, weight gain might be important for a Stoneblood, but low speed doesn't seem like a positive trait no matter what you're doing. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, I guess it's one of those things, like, nothing's perfect. I don't know, because maybe it could be. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a reason why being super slow might be a good idea, but maybe it is in some time. Meteor spell, yeah, actually, we have already talked about some things like that. I'm calling things down. Definitely want... Oh, you're saying a meteor spell would be like the marriage of fire and stone. That could be interesting. We could have some cross spells like that. Maybe you could find like a few shards out there that have... I don't know. I don't want to get down too much of those. I'd run wild with ideas, and then things don't ever... Things that might never come to be. But anyway, I do see what you're saying. And just know that specifically about speed of walking, we'll have a lot of solutions for that. Like things like mounts and things like, travel systems and things like that. Specifically about movement speed, there may be ways for you to help with that, if that makes sense. But yeah, and I guess I'm not like completely closed off to the idea that the more you use it, you'd get better. But I would just be careful because, that's got to be, you've got to have, for weighing a lot, you've got to have something that costs, that, some downside to that. So, but anyway, there would be more spells. Like we were thinking of another spell where you would like turn your fist into a big stone and hit people, or there was a stone like that would resonate where you would, looks like, okay, my video just stopped for just a second. It looks like things are good though. But anyway, there could be a spell where like you do more damage based on your armor and weight rating. You do more damage based on the more armor that they're wearing. You could like, have a resonate spell that does more damage based on how heavily they're armored. So heavily armored foes could take more damage from your spell, or it could bypass a larger percent of their armor. Things like that. So let's go and use these. Let's go and use these stone blood spells against people who are a little more not like giant golems. So this spell, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it definitely staggers them every time that you cast it. And right now, it's probably one of the more useful and powerful spells, just because it gets that guaranteed stagger, which can almost always be followed up by a hit. Well, yeah, I think you would always be slower when you cast Stone Skin. Like, and the thing is there would be an analog to it. Like, maybe there would be something called like Air Form or something like that, where you were very light and very fast, and you could be knocked around easily, but you moved a lot faster. If you were a powerful spellcaster of some kind, would you get a bonus to enchanting weapons? For instance, better fire effects on fire-based weaponry if you're a Fireblood. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, that could definitely be one of the perks of becoming a Fireblood, is you could have one like all fire affixes and fire-based damage in general from weapons or from spells does, 10% more damage or something. Definitely. But this Stone Skin spell is really good. It does slow you down, but it's really good. Like, it keeps you alive a lot longer. It adds a lot of armor. It does make you jump like an inch off the ground compared to what you normally do, but it's really good. If you fight the Valaran Sergeant twice, you can dual wield his weapons. Yeah, I know. So that actually brings me into dual wielding his weapons, and brings me into what we've been working on and what's coming down the pipes for you guys. Oh, I was going to go back and actually start working on the quest a little bit, because I wanted to take this into the arena and with the skeleton boss. Yeah, I know I could just skip it, but I'm going to go over here. So what's coming in the future? Well, we have just got some animations for two-handed swords. So we want to add those into the games, along with hammers and spears, which are also two-handed weapons. So two-handed swords are coming, and then animations for wielding two swords is also coming into the game pretty soon. And we had those, and they were just needed a little bit of tweaking. We wanted to get them in actually like a week ago, last week's update, not even last night's, but last week's. We wanted to get them in, but it didn't quite work out that way. But that's coming soon. So two-handed swords and like proper support for dual wielding and how that's going to work, that's all coming soon. So yeah, it will be overpowered when you get his dual wielding weapons, because yeah, you'll have a lot more to it. And I know that like we need to, another thing that I'd like to do and that I need to start working on myself, and I can do it, is we need to get in more storyline to actually incorporate going up to the sergeant and killing him. Another question later on, how will you get shards? So shards will be rare and very powerful, but they will also not be, you know, like there will be a means whereby you can get them if you go hunting them. So one good thing is, like, yeah, shops will sell them. And I don't know if you guys played our earlier game, but so how this is going to work is there's going to be, let's say there's like 30 different Stoneblood skills or spells. Obviously not all of them will be on every shard. Like, you won't fill, and you know, this will probably get reworked and everything, but it won't be every, like, you'll have to get a lot of different types of stone shards in order for you to get all the spells that you want. And there will be an element of randomness as you're building your mage, as you're questing for the correct shards that you want that contain the spells that you want. And when you get one, you won't necessarily know all the spells that are on it. So you'll get a new stone shard, and it will always have like one spell that you can cast on it, but there might be 4 or 5 others that you'll have to unlock. And if you've already unlocked one, it will show up on another shard. So then how do you get them? Because you'll need, you know, maybe 20 different stone shards before you get all the spells that you want. You'll get them through, basically you'll get them through, like, these golems, you know, big enemies that are made of stone might have a chance to drop them. Like the elites of these golems would probably drop them. Mages that cast those spells at you would have a very high probability of, like, if you met a fire mage out there, that person would have a very high probability of dropping a fire shard. Shops will have them for a high price, and maybe, you know, the higher the price, the better the spells that they would have. And then just random drops, they'll come from different chests, and it will be part of what you'll have to do as a mage is sort of go around and find the ones you want. It's finding your weapons, right? Like, if you want to be a swordsman, you have to go find swords. The sword that you want, you have to, you know, quest for it, craft it, and things like that. And it's going to be a similar situation for mages. They're not going to just unlock their spells. We want it to be fun. We don't want it to be super nubby. Like, I don't know. It's got to be exciting to go out there and get your spells. So, why later on? Can you sneak into a giant Valaran warlord meeting and have to fight? Oh, way later on. Oh, sorry. I'm too far from my monitor. Way later on, can you sneak into a giant Valaran warlord meeting and have to fight an entire army supply of sergeant? And then their leader, the warlord. So yeah, creating situations like what you're talking about, sneaking in, getting caught, being in impossible situations, you know, leaving off the beaten path and just going to the capital city where people are stronger and trying to break into the castle, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, like, the game will be open in that sense. Like, you know, the world will exist around you. You don't necessarily create the world. Like, it just has already happening. Things are already going on, and super strong people already exist in the world. The situations already exist in the world, and you can go participate in those from day one. Like, you'll be able to just hop off this island and swim to the adjacent one, or maybe you'll take a boat and get around or whatever. So yeah, stuff like that would be really fun. So you'll need a stone skin shard, cast it loads to remember it, and then you can get a stone with tremor on it. So yeah, like, you'll get a shard, you know, in these low levels, you'll get a stone shard, and it will have some low level spell on it, like tremor, or maybe that, you know, like throw cast stone or something like that. And you'll use that enough, and it won't be super hard to unlock these spells. Like, unlocking them will just be the first part of having your mage. And you won't necessarily need to have them memorized, right? Because you can have 2 shards in it. So if you find a really good shard, and that might be another reason, like, oh, I want to find a shard with both stone skin and tremor in it because I want to use those spells in conjunction with each other, and I don't want to use... I have tremor on this shard and I have stone skin on this shard. I don't want to use 2 slots for it, so finding another shard that had both would be valuable to you as well. And then once you have them memorized, then all of a sudden it starts getting a little more easier and you become more of a stone blood like that. That's kind of our vision for it. We'll see how well it works on. Oh, yeah, later missions. So talking about getting in fights with loads of people during missions. Billion sergeants, but a reasonably leveled player is strong to fight him. Yes, yeah, I see what you, or them, I see what you mean. Like, are we going to use, are Valaran Sergeants going to be what seems impossible and is a boss at my stage? Will they be an army? Like, will I be powerful enough that a whole army of them, you know, is within my realm of something to defeat? Yeah, I think so. I think that would be really fun. So, anyway, yeah, I think you're. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, I remember what I had to do. I had forgot my own quest. So anyway, yeah, that's definitely part of it. Like that idea where what was so hard and impossible to kill at one point, we throw it back at you later on in the game, you know, and all of a sudden you just clean the floor with them. It wasn't even a problem, and it's like, yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, that thing is, you know, Dark Souls 1 did that. You remember the very first like boss that you fight in Dark Souls 1 is this boss called the Taros demon, and he's like this epically huge demon on this bridge, and the first 10 times you fight him, at least most people, unless you knew what you were getting into, it's like he kills you and you're like, how am I ever going to beat this guy? This is hard, and you finally figured it out and you're really proud of yourself. And then later on when you go to Lost Izalith, they're just like everywhere. It's just like the item or the boss that is like in that area. So we gotta cast Stone Skin. Alright, take some damage and stomp these guys. This is really useful for like setting up hits. Man, that's still not a free fight thing. There we go. Okay, that Stone Skin really does help. So, yeah, so in Dark Souls is exactly what they did, and I think that that's a pretty cool thing. And we actually, so for our new area, we're going to have a really cool enemy to face. At least we have a really cool concept or idea for it, and if everything works out, it'll be familiar to you in the sense that it'll be tough to beat, but then when you do and later on, it will be fun. We have a pretty good idea. I really don't want to spoil it for you. Like, I know that we've been quiet on that front, but I want you guys to just... we've been walking through it. Our artist has been working really hard. He's got, like, a ton of content. Like, and when we put this in the game, it's going to be surprising, I think, because it's really cool. I don't know. And we've had a lot of neat ideas with what we wanted to do, so... Here we go. Oh, I'm just going to... Can't even get out of here. Get out of here, guys. Go kill. Let those guys go kill him. Alright, I'll take you guys down. Boom! Now they're going to kill me, I bet. I don't know if we have it where my damage, spell damage. I don't know. Can I just stomp in here? It still stuns my friends. Doesn't look like it's damaging them, though. Just blocking. Take them out, boys. Oh yeah, they're not mad at me. Okay. So that damage still doesn't damage them. So can I just like go up and stomp this guy and then he'll move but he won't get mad? Maybe it should not even affect him. Pet mini golems. That would be cool. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, those golems are pretty cool. Can we have pet mini golems? Pets. You know, pets are pretty fun. Some people really love them. Some people probably think they're probably think they're kind of corny, but I don't know. It's all right. If I get a pet mini golem, it better fight with me. Yeah, actually, that's actually not without the realm of possibility. To be honest, to give you a little hint in the storyline here, these golems are not going to be here on their own volition. Like, a golem in the traditional sense is always under the control or summoned by some more powerful mage, right? And that's really no different here. There's a storyline associated with what these golems, not like a storyline, but it's a lore-friendly, like, reason for them existing. Man, he's tough. Put him down here, he's just some boss that'll kill you. Part of it is that I don't have any armor, even though I did have stone skin on, but I still don't have any good armor. But yeah, pets, mini things. So one of the things would be like a summonable. Yeah, so I guess they could be summonable by strong stone bloods. Yeah, that will be one of the spells. He'll be a guy that you summon and he'll fight for you. He probably won't be I'm not sure yet on how strong he'll be or how hard it will be to get that spell. And, you know, he'll probably be as strong as your Stone's Blood skill, right? So even if you get that spell really early, it won't be this overpowered spell, so... maybe you have to gather the right reagents to cast. So reagent casting is another thing. I'm not sure on how we feel about that, because I don't want it to get too complicated. I want people to feel powerful. What's up, Chunky Plumpy? Welcome to the stream. Alright. This guy, I don't think I'm going to beat him. I'm going to die while he's looking at me over here. Let's get another spell. Take him out with this one. Yep, he's mad. Actually, ranged spells are good against these guys. Run past him. They have so much life, like even my 5 damage is not gonna be enough. He hasn't even gotten into the realm of getting a new thing. Calling it here, the Valarans hired a large number of magic users and now they're suddenly crushing the Eldari even more. The Deathblood is the first indication of this alongside the sudden appearance of the golems. Oh snap! We even got people who are trying to figure out the storyline and what's really going on here. It'll all make sense. But I like the I like the idea. Somebody was right about one of the things. They were guessing like where the storyline was going, and they were getting a little too close to being right about some of the stuff. Oh! I got the sergeant to kill a few golems for me. Yeah, he can do it because he's so strong. They can't be stunned though. That's another problem with these guys. They're tough. They're unstunnable. And this spell is not... It's not very effective against them. I need a spell that would do more damage based on how much they weigh, right? That would be the bomb. Yeah, you guessed the plot. You gotta stop guessing and give away all of our good ideas. Maybe you just played too many games. Maybe we should hire you as a writer. That's what we should do. If you're so good at knowing what the storyline's gonna do. I'm actually gonna go to the Valaran guy really quick. Try and take him on. I'll die so fast. Actually, I'm ready to go. Oh, I didn't go talk to Vilsum. Dang it. Okay, let's go talk to Vilsum. My whole point was to see how good these spells are against the skeleton and his necro. Yeah, hire me, and then you're gonna go fighting gods. It'll be epic. Yeah, dude, we want epic fights fighting the gods. It'll be good stuff. Okay, so let's go talk to Vilsum. I want to see if this stomp spell... I know that you can stagger those people down there, but it takes a lot of damage. So I want to go see how good these are. I wonder how good... I bet this would be good against the Valaran boss. In fact, this stomp spell might be, like, too good. Come here, Vilsum. We tested it to make sure that it was free of bugs, but we didn't test it to see, like... This is kind of some live testing going on. The whole stagger system is still something to be worked on. Swimming out from the starting house gets you to the Valarans quicker. Oh. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Actually, I could just go like this. We need to get those campsites in, don't we, guys? I've been thinking about it. We got to do that. We got to do it because... it would just make this so much better. Like this whole, and I know this is annoying, and it's probably one of the reasons that some people have gotten bored and stopped playing. At least I could see it be a reason why I would. This just takes so long to like get back here if you die, so that'd be a good thing. I don't know why sometimes you get slowed down after you swim like that. Some armor. Let's see. Armor rating. What's this one? 0.06. Sucks. I got the better stuff. Oh, I wasn't gonna go to the Valaran though. I was gonna go fight the... Where the heck? I was gonna go back to the crypt. Now I gotta fight a Valarin to get back. On the other side of the river. This will be good stuff, guys. It's gonna be good. I think that Valarin's right there. Hopefully he didn't see me. Just run along the river. So we'll see how good the stomp spell really is. Doesn't give you any like, doesn't do very good damage. Okay, so here's another thing I wanted to talk about. We talked about this again last night here. And it would be a long time to implement, but what eventually will happen? This is down the road because it's not super important right now, but eventually this is what's going to happen. Oh, timeout on that keyword stone turning into stone. Speaking of which, so far the biggest and most threatening looking monster is the tree monster. What kind of giant monsters are planned for the late game? We are talking huge dragons that you have to climb on and defeat, uber golems that can crush a city with one stomp, perhaps the gods. So big, scary enemies, we are into that. We are into that, like that idea of big freaking things that will kill you. Yeah, we love that idea. We're talking big. Definitely the need to inventory display both equipment. Yeah, that he's talking about this. Like if I hover over a shield, it needs to display both of those. That's definitely true. It's a limitation of how we did it. We can redo it and add it in there. It's not that we did it wrong from the beginning. We just didn't get it all the way done. So back to the epic, threatening looking monsters. Big monsters. We want like that Ent, as you call him, that big tree monster that's in the old version. He's gonna be like that. It will be like there's a reason that he's like in the noob thing, because he's a noob compared to what people are gonna be doing. Like people are gonna be. You're going to have some serious crap going on, and you're going to need to be like big people to fight. Epically huge things. Ow. Eat it. Eat the stomp. My stone blood. I actually love stone blood, the idea of a stone blood. I think it's cool. Man, these guys are strong, and I'm so slow. I need to drink this potion. Hope I don't die. Yeah, boy. Come on. How did you not get stomped? Man, these guys, I can take the hits, but I can't dodge. Alright, come on. He's like impossible. He's gonna kill me. Run away. Oh, good, my stone skin. It's gone. I can drink this potion. Alright. Back off. Why doesn't that guy get stomped? He's like impervious to it. He really is. Unstoppable. Yeah, but even though that tree boss was easy to kill, he was also not like what we wanted in terms of. Well, he was what we wanted. He is big and epic and neat, but he's not even close to being like what we have planned for the latest of late games. We have a lot more planned for you guys. Will there be some ridiculously late game spells to turn your character into a massive and lower the size difference between you and the big guys? I haven't even thought of that. That might be pretty cool. You turn you into some like giant demon guy and be all big. That'd be fun. I don't know of any game that does that, except I guess games that let you take control of large vehicles. Could be good though. It could be really fun. It's definitely a possibility. Okay, let's go take these guys out. That one skeleton, who does he think he was? Unstoppable. I wonder why that was. Maybe it was just my imagination. Oh, did we kill each other? Well, unlike him, I live on. Alright, fire avatars and rock giants. Okay, there's one more group of of skeletons standing in my path. Here we go. Just gotta be a noob, not be a noob here. Stab him, take some hits. Well, I'm a noob. Oh man, I'm a huge noob, guys. Okay, those two take stomp. They get stunned. Oh, Got him. Okay, good stuff. All right, let's go take these guys on. I didn't even cast my stone skin spell in there. Just cast that right now. Become made out of stone. Nice stony flesh. Okay, keyword stone skin. So you'll actually be the idea that we talked about last night. And like I said, it might take some time to implement, but the idea is that you'll actually be made of stone. And so things like swords and other light weapons that are meant to cut, they won't really hurt you because you'll be made of stone, whereas things that are made to crush and chip and break, like a pickaxe and a hammer, they'll still do good damage to you. It might even do more damage than regular spells too. Like you would, being made of stone might make you more resistant to like fire. And it would make you completely resistant to lightning, but it might make you more resistant to ice or other things that can damage stone. Paper, rock, paper, scissors. No, there's no paper blood. But that sort of concept, and so a lot of the different spells or schools or bloods of spells will have their own versions of making you into, like, you might get a fire skin or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just use that idea and you'll turn into a huge fire avatar. That'd be sweet. So, paper blood. Anyway, what would that even be? What would you do if you were a paper blood? I don't even know. Okay, let's see. X. Let's do stone skin. Let's take these guys on. Here we go. Here we go. Where's the big guy? Stomp him. Oh, snap! He doesn't get stunned by my stomp. He's too strong. What about this guy? Don't cut me, bro. Oh, that guy does. It's my only AoE spell. Actually, no, I have that ice spell. Man, I didn't put on, but I didn't load out for it, and there's no way I can do it now. I did. Oh, I didn't die. I thought my light turning off was an indicator that I died. It was just chance. I'm gonna die in here. Oh man. So as a paper blood, you can be a newspaper staff, give people paper cuts. That nice. Apply a bleeding affix to them, give them a bleeding buff. Swat flies, give people presents, write books, draw maps. Hey, I had this whole idea for how you would need a shard to draw maps, and it would like improve your maps as you walked around, and you would be like exploring, and you'd have to have like ink and paper, and then you'd have to have this paper shard in your wrist, and it would be like drawing maps and stuff. But it got vetoed, including by myself. It would be fun, but it'd be tough. That's stuff like that is pretty far down the list of things that would be make it in the game. But along the vein of paper blood, we would want to add a lot of different, like we'd like to add a lot of different kinds of spells. Like some games it's just like you can either be fire, lightning, or ice, which are three great schools of spells. But then, there's more. Hiccups. There's more. So we want to add in all the different classes of spells. We just want to keep adding shards, and that's actually one of the things that we like about our system. It's very modular. Like I can add a shard in that's like time shard, and it has a whole line of spells or whatever. Magnet shard works like a compass for map making, and you could steal metal stuff. Yeah, there you go. That could magnetize, or could either be its own shard, or it could be part of the earth shard, things like that. That's probably too dark for you guys. Oh, did you guys see I added this in for those who got some information for you guys? Can you be a blood and give people different blood-based sicknesses? That would be good. Poison blood. Yeah, that's exactly like a poison blood would be something you could be. and it would be different than like a Deathblood, right? Deathblood is going to be like the Necromancer class, I think. It'll have, similar to how the Stoneblood will build on itself with making you heavier and giving you, you know, more resistance to getting staggered. Like, the Deathblood will have spells. Kind of why I said this like a month ago. I was like, yeah, that little bolt that the Necromancer's casting, if it hits a skeleton, it should heal him. And it really should, because like one of the main things you'll do as a Deathblood is raise up skeletons and stuff to fight for you, and you'll have some of your spells will like heal them, if that makes sense. So a Poison Blood would be separate from that. It would be like things that deal with poisoning people. Lycanthropy Shard, a class based around transformation. So like a druid, right? We've thought about that. What am I doing? Oh man, that was pathetic, everyone. Anyway, the whole druid class idea is really cool. I'll tell you this idea that I had. There was this game I was playing where you had to do like these quests to subclass into a druid. Like it was an old D&D inspired game, and you had to do these subquests to transform into a druid from a priest. And I don't remember what it was. It was really dumb. And I was just thinking, like, why don't they do this? And I wrote this whole quest. And since in that game everything was like druids were like nature-loving hippies, which is what they are in a lot of things, what you should have done is they teach you how to transform into an animal, right? And there was a puzzle that you should have had to solve where, like, you would have to transform into a different animal in order to, like, investigate this guy who's doing something to the forest that a druid would care about and want to stop him. I don't know. Basically, I thought it would be cool if you were a druid, one of the things that you could do is use your different animals to do things that a human couldn't do. So, like, you could transform into a bird and then fly onto his balcony and eavesdrop on him, or you could transform into a snake and crawl through his window or through a small hole in his basement and, you know, steal something from him. Or you could transform into a horse and go into his stable and find out something about him. You know what I mean? Like, you could do, like, that's what a druid would be. It would have a lot of utility for, like, solving problems based on what you could turn into. And so, like, a nature shard, or maybe like this whole transformation shard, the druid shard, if you will, it could just be like finding different things to turn into, and those would have different things, like turning into a like this you just said, turning into an eagle and being able to fly around. That could be really interesting. And probably what we'd have to do to balance it, though, is well, we'd have to do some stuff to balance it because, well, anyway, we could do it, though. I don't know. We'd have to talk about it. Getting things to turn around would be pretty cool. So anyway, back to what I was doing. So I don't remember that part of Gothic, but who's still in who it is now? All right, I'm gonna turn on this. Let's go take this guy out. I needed to get stone skin. A character mentioned that only the meat bags could get in. Meat bugs. What? I got stuck there for a while because I didn't notice 30 seconds previous that I picked up a transformation into meat bug spell scroll. Oh, okay. That was from... Sorry, I was watching too much Futurama and I thought you said meat bag. It could be like a projected eagle so that when you turn back into a human, you go back to where you started. See, that's kind of what I was thinking, because there are some things where if you could fly, it would ruin it, right? It would, like, break the game. So we'd have to take that into consideration when we make this spell. But yeah, stuff like that. Or maybe we could make it where eagles, you can't transform into an eagle indoors, right? Because it's like against the spirit of the eagle. I don't know. We'll balance it though. But I do like the idea of giving people a lot of options. And it could be that's just, you know, late game content where if you really want to fly past everything, use that, then it may be possible. And you'd be able to get around things. So there's a lot of options. I'm not so scared of giving people powerful abilities as other games are, I think. Like, even though it might something that you know what I mean? It'd be like, I don't know. You would get some games that like are too afraid to let you do things because it would break they had like a very strict, like, well, if you could jump more than 2 feet high, it would break our whole game. There's actually one part in Dark Souls that made me, it's kind of like, it breaks like the, Dark Souls 1 didn't do this. They had a better like design of their levels, I feel like, in Dark Souls 1. But Dark Souls 2, there was this one point in the Iron Keep where like they drop you down this ladder and you're literally standing in this area in the ground that's like, there's a lip, it's like a stair that's like 3 feet tall. It's like going up to the guy's waist or just a little bit above. And you want to go out there because there's like this chest right there and it's nothing good, but like, and you could just walk around, but it's like, why can't I just go out there? And Dark Souls was super strict about like making it so you couldn't walk up like even that you could never get up that in Dark Souls 2 or 1 for that matter. But in 1 they kind of made it make more sense. And like I understand that their game wasn't about jumping and navigating open worlds, and that's totally fine. But I felt like all they had to do in Dark Souls 2 to make that particular part that I'm talking about more like bearable was just like put a grate around it or put like, you know, like iron bars so that you couldn't, it made sense because it just looked dumb. Like I have this, you know, powerful character who can kill ancient gods, but I can't even fall onto a 3-foot ledge to get up it and roll. Anyway. So, wow, okay, I was see. One transform flying in Morrowind was needed at part of the game. So yeah, Morrowind wasn't afraid to let you fly, right? I thought that was pretty cool. But you couldn't do that in Skyrim. And you couldn't do that in Oblivion either. What in other games would be laughably OP you're letting slide because it sounds like fun? I know, like, that's just kind of something that we need to, as game developers, if it's fun, if it's cool, we need to find a way to make it possible, even if that means that we have to do some extra work. And, you know, we can still make areas that are a little more restricted, like, kind of like what I said just came to my head, like an eagle, you can't transform into an eagle indoors or underground, so like caves and stuff could still have a lot of those attributes, but like outside, just for traveling and stuff, it might be more acceptable. Maybe you can only fly for short distances. You know, ways that you can still have what you want, but we can still make the game fun. I don't know. I hate when we get into too restrictive of games, and I realize that restrictions are actually what make a game fun, right? Like if everything was just, you could just do everything from the first second, it would be stupid. It's all about how you earn it, how good it feels when you get it. It's a delicate balance. But definitely having that feeling like from right when you start the game, having this feeling like, oh, I could become one day this, you know, guy that could fly over the islands and throw fireballs down that engulf half the island and kill a quarter of the Earth's population in 20 minutes. Knowing that might be possible from the second that you start the game, it's a pretty cool feeling, even if it takes a long time. So, there'd better be the one guy who's just a normal guy, but is so powerful that you transform into a dragon and he just destroys you. Demon shard or a hell shard, yeah. A demon blood. What would it do? What would it do if you were a demon? Some sort of otherworldly beast, right? You could transform into him. Common demon spells are things like curse. You could curse people. You could stomp the ground right there. Take that guy for a ride. This guy can't kill me. I stomp too good. Boom! Actually. Anyway. Oh, I was reading the chat and I fell off the edge. Go get him, boys. Man, that guy hurts if he hits you. Hit him with your spears. Hit him with your weapons. Okay, they got him. Thanks, guys. High fives all around. Super strength, summon little demons. You could curse people. Like life link is one where you like steal their life and give it to you. Oh, that's kind of also a death blood spell. So there's a lot of different things that a demon blood could do. Yeah, so cool stuff like that all over the place. Demon Claw arms. Yeah, you could not use weapons, but you could just use your hands and they could be really powerful. You could fly short distances, like hover over the ground. Don't worry about this, guys. Just turn myself into a stone. I'm gonna stomp the ground, take him out. Oh, I'm already up to 3 damage. I should just sit here and level up Stomp. Be so powerful. I bet actually would be too powerful. We haven't balanced it yet. There was actually a comment on that on the forums today about balancing the game. And I commented on it, and like every time that we add a new spell or a new set of spells or a new weapon, it requires us to rebalance the game. And so balancing is going to be like a long process and one that is ongoing. Oh, he's doing some damage. Got him though. Poor Elduri loser. Died and his spear is floating in the water. Well, happens to the best of us. Anyway, what was I just saying? I don't even remember what I was just saying. Oh, yeah, it requires us to rebalance the game because, you know, the new spells and stuff change the dynamic of the game. And so if the spells are, you know, if you feel like I'm not getting better at this quick enough or this is too good too fast, just realize, let us know, you know, your opinion and or what you've experienced, and we will use that information, and you know we'll be doing it too. We'll use that information in order to make the game better and balance it. But real serious balancing, like there's going to be things in this game that are OP that I guarantee it right now. Like as it is now, some things will just simply be better than other things, and there's just no getting around it with how the game is right now. Serious balancing probably won't occur until like a lot of spells are in the game, more weapons and weapon types. We still have to get bows in the game, like different armors, armor types. Like it's going to be a while before we get some really solid, good balancing. So just understand that there will be bug balancing problems, and that's okay. I mean, just you know, it's an alpha game. Have fun with the bugs. Find what's overpowered and use it to kill the soldier and dual wield this, the sergeant and dual wield this stuff. It's part of the fun of an early alpha game. Okay, somebody said something awesome, so I have to read it. Anyone played I? Because there was a spell in it which imploded enemies and teleported you to where they were. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, Deathblood plus Demon Blood equals summoning zombified fire demons that cipher life from the enemies and feed you. That would be good. Man. So many good ideas. So much time to implement those ideas, but that's okay. We have the time, we'll do it. If we have the time. Use my idea and you better put me in the credits under special thanks. You got it, man. Even if we don't use our ideas, you've been with us for a long time and really supported us. We really appreciate it. And to all you guys, there's a lot of you guys have been around for a long time, and I know it's been hard because we're such a small team, and while we do try to get updates out every week, you know, not all of them are the biggest, most substantial updates, and even just by buying the game, I really feel like it's been, you know, you guys are really important to us. So we notice you. We keep you guys. We know your names. So even if you don't get it in the credits, the special thanks, here's your special thanks, and it will go on a record forever. Special thanks to Discord Contis and Sleep Z8. You guys really are, and a lot of you guys have been around with us for a long time. It's been awesome. Helped us out a lot, so it's been good. But anyway, I just wanted to run up and see. I'm just going to cheat, guys. We're almost done here, so if you guys have any more questions, let us know. But I wanted to go see how the Valaran responded to this wild stomping of mine. I think he'll come around here. If he hits me once, I'm dead. Here we go. Bring it on, boy. I'm dead. Didn't even stomp him once. Man. Okay, I'm just going to fly over there and stomp him. And then I think we're going to be done for the day. We've been streaming for about an hour. Goals for the week. We got some animations for new weapons and stuff like that to get in. We've got some... what else do we have? I don't know. We'll do some other stuff. We'll get some good stuff. Oh, well, so we all have family stuff over Christmas. And so we're going to get out an update probably. Oh, yeah, you could probably kill this guy with this stomp spell. Stay away. I lived through a hit. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. So anyway, we're going to be away. We'll try and get up a pretty nice update for Christmas. Maybe do something a little special. I don't know. We'll definitely get something out before we all head home for the holidays, and we'll keep you guys updated on the forums. And even if we're gone at home and stuff, we still check the forums. So if you have questions or whatever. But yeah, there's probably going to be a couple week stretch where there's no updates, just a little bit of time off for the holidays. And then, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, probably plan on, like a small little drought for a couple weeks during Christmas and New Year's and holidays there. And then we're going to pick it back up at the beginning of next year, and we don't have anything for months and months after that. So, no school for any of us. We all just want to work on the game. So, even though we're going to have a little bit of time off, it's going to be us working constantly. So anyway, guys, I think that's about it. Let us know what else you want. Anything else that you guys have for us? Always let us know in the forums. I'm going to be posting this. Let me check some stuff really quick. Why does it do that? Whoa. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay. All right, guys. Well, yeah, let us know what you guys have, any questions or anything else. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for being supportive of us. And I'll throw this up on YouTube, so anyone that couldn't join us today will be able to catch up on the fun at their own convenience. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you have any questions or want to comment on anything that we talked about in the videos, just go over to the forums, and we will talk to you guys as much as you want us to, as long as you keep talking to us anyway. And it's been real fun, and so look forward to our next update, and enjoy stomping the ground. And I think you guys could actually kill the sergeant with that stomp spell pretty easily from the 2 seconds. I did it twice, and that makes me an expert at it, so yeah, you guys should have no problem. All right, guys, thanks again for everything. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next week with another update. We'll see you then.